Hello, couch co-opers, couch potatoes, and couch codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, and I'm Ian. Joining me on the couch tonight, absolutely no one, unless someone just happens to notice that I'm in the Discord and they hop on. So, we're doing a secret episode to be banked later. I'm not sure when I'm going to put it out. It is part of canon, but it's not streaming. If someone gets on, they will win a point from the Wheel of Pain. Because I'm not going to actually spin the wheel. Or should we spin the wheel? No, because they're not here, so it's not fair. They didn't know. So this is a very anyway, I just got way into it. Sorry. Had a few beers tonight. We're Couch Co-op Show. This is mostly a video game podcast, but we talk about all kinds of things. Like if you listen to this week's current episode, it's all about films of our youth, formative films of our youth, and I think it was a very fun and interesting, enlightening episode. And I say this week, but then I don't know when this episode's actually going to come out, so maybe after Christmas. When is New Year's this year? What day does that fall on? No, so we'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to use this episode. Maybe it'll be a weird... I don't know. Anyway, I was afraid we weren't going to be home tonight, so I made sure that we recorded Friday. But we got home, and we're just kind of hanging out, and it's like, fuck it. I'm going to do something weird and fun and just record an episode. I don't even know what. I just wanted to get on and talk and chit-chat. It's like what we do every Sunday night, and it's weird not to do it. So, like, sitting around at 9 o'clock, and I could play video games, I guess. Anyway, again, we're the Couch Co-op Podcast. If you're new, you can find us on all the podcasting platforms. You can also find us on youtube.com/milkmanpictures. We do have a video component, so watching us on YouTube works. Or Spotify now allows, we upload as video on Spotify, so you can watch us on Spotify and not just listen But it's a podcast. It's probably mainly best if you just listen to us. Also, if you're new, it's probably important to know that we are marching towards episode 500. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up and land the plane at episode 500. Just want to get out of the podcast game, I guess. There's just so many now, and I think ever since COVID, everyone has a podcast, and like our numbers have obviously kind of dipped quite a bit, and I don't put as much work into it, and I just feel like there's just too much content out there. So we're trying to have fun, do what we want, but we are working towards episode 500, and then that'll be it, and we'll have this nice collection of work, and it'll be done. Anyway, what have I played this week? Well, as we come towards the end of the year, we're prepping for our Game of the Year episode where we pick our games and talk about the ones we like the most. And so this will probably come out. I'm probably just going to release this, and then it'll just be this before the next episode. So it makes sense because I'm referencing too much stuff, Anyway, we're working on our Game of the Year list. So this week I've been playing a couple games I kind of played, put some time into, and then put down, just put them down, and then because other things came out and I was more interested in playing those. So those two games are Monster Hunter Wilds and Borderlands 4. I actually beat the story mode of Monster Hunter Wilds a couple nights ago. And it's a very interesting game. So I think initially when it came out, Jared and I were very hot on it, and we were playing a lot. think I put about 18 hours into it. And then, I don't know, I just lost complete interest in it for some reason. Jared kept going. I think Jared has like 150 hours or something like that in the game. He beat it. He's high ranked. He's in end game stuff. Yeah, he really got into it. And I got into the first, Monster Hunter, the first mainline game, the Monster Hunter Worlds game. I spent a shit ton of time in that, like almost 200 hours, I think. And I was really hyped for Wilds, and then for some reason I just lost interest. I don't know what it was. And I felt guilty that I just kind of bailed on it. And so we're at the end of the year, and I was like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and play this game and see if I still feel the same way. And I didn't. I started playing it. I had to kind of really relearn it. I totally forgot it again. Like, oh my God, there's just so much menu and management and just too much stuff. Like a lot of stuff. You have to really be alive and awake for Monster Hunter sometimes. So I had to reacquaint myself with it. And then I started playing it again. And it is it is such an easier game than the first, than Worlds. I keep saying first. It's not, I realize, don't at me. I know it's not the first Monster Hunter game. I thinking mainline game. I think Worlds and Wilds. But I understand that Monster Hunter has been around for a long time. But anyway, it is a lot easier than Worlds. And I just had to give myself over to that a bit. And I just started enjoying, just playing it, and I really got re-engaged with the game, and just started playing it every night, and then before I know it, the story's over, and it's like the credits roll, and then as soon as you're dumped out of the credits, it's like you're back in the game, more story. And you're basically back in another tutorial level. And it's like the game hasn't finished teaching you stuff, and yet you already beat it. And this is not even endgame stuff. This is just regular stuff. It's like you get your Palico gives you your first side quest from him. And it's like, well, that's fucking weird. The structure of the game is just so bizarre. What they chose to do and how they chose to do it. Like, Worlds had its own weird structural things, but I felt like you pretty much knew how to do everything by the time you were done with that story and you were moving into endgame. Wilds does a very different thing, and it doesn't really give a shit. Like, it's just like, we get through the story, that's over, now let's do this, and okay. So, while I beat the game, I don't feel like I completed the game, which is fine, because I still want to play a lot more. I want to get back. I want to keep going. But I told myself I was going to roll credits and then call it good so I can move on to Borderlands 4. But, yeah, Wilds, very interesting. Really like it. Having a good time. Very, I don't necessarily dislike the way they do the low rank to the high rank gear. But I don't like the double versions. I wish there was more. I wish the gear was a little more than just a color palette change. I wish it looked. It's just like so afterthought. And I think the reason I like playing that game and hunting the monsters is for the more crazy looking armor as it keeps leveling up and getting different. And I hate the fact that it's just then okay, it's this armor, but it looks this way, or it doesn't look anyway. It's just the same but higher rank. I don't know. There's some I would if there was that work put into it to make them different, I would put that work in to hunt those monsters again willingly instead of just kind of grindingly. I guess I don't know. Small gripe, I know, but I like the whole outfit, armor, costume look, dress up. It's always been a thing I like in video games. But yeah, digging that game. So I'm going to keep playing it, but I've had to move on to Borderlands 4. And Borderlands 4 is... I think this is a franchise that just needs to go away. Probably for a long time. Like, Gearbox should probably work on a brand new game. And I know they're scared because their last new game that they did, Battleborn, didn't turn out very well for them. But Borderlands is They do a good. I mean, it's Borderlands 4. I think is better than 3. The open world thing, and it's not sectioned off quite a bit as much as 3 was, and it runs better. It still feels very tired. It's like they took a regular Borderlands game, made it huge, stretched it out, and just filled the world with stuff. Like, I don't think they're interested in you completing the game. They're just interested in you, which I think most games are, but they're just interested in you, wasting your time, just in the world, which is fine. That's a lot of open world games, but I feel like the story is less compelling. I mean, they've been kind of less compelling across the board. And it's just starting to feel pretty old. I don't know. I mean, I like it. It's not like it's a bad game. It looks cool. Has some fun stuff. The guns are kind of not as fun. Like, none of the guns I've come across really feel like, oh man, that's, like, I remember in like Borderlands 2, you'd pick up a shitty gun and it just felt like it'd be randomly funny or cool. Like, I don't really have like, oh, this is a really cool gun. Like, it just seems fine. And I don't feel like there's as many guns. Like, there's a lot of crap like, I don't know how to say it. I just don't feel like you're being hit with a lot of inventive stuff. Just a lot of the same. It's difficult. Anyway, I'm playing through Borderlands 4. It's a really big game, even if you're just kind of like running through the story. I hadn't had any glitches or bugs, but then yesterday I was playing at a boss, and dude, I was almost done with him, and then the game just crashed, and I was just like, oh my god, come on. And I'm just solo. It's not like it shouldn't have been a network issue because I'm not playing with friends, so that it's just the game just said, nah, we're done. And that was, so I shut down and restarted and started back up, and I beat the boss and, moved on. But it's just like, that kind of shit just pisses me off. It doesn't really, it is very aggravating. But then it's quickly forgotten. I don't know. One of those things, I guess. It is too bad that, like, I feel like Borderlands 4 got a pretty bum rap this year. Like, I feel like no one's talking about it. Again, like I said, I do like it more than Borderlands 3. I think Borderlands 3 was a hot mess. And maybe that's why a lot of people left the franchise and weren't interested in 4. I do like all the extra stuff that they've offered in 4. I just wish, I don't know, I just feel like you are traveling over great lengths. I don't think the game needs to be as big as they made it out to be. I don't know. I feel like we could do this in a more I feel like the map is so big. Like in the old Borderlands, the map was a certain size, and you kind of knew where everything was. You backtrack, you run around, you get to know the world really well. I feel like I don't know this. I'm in the snow place, I'm in the desert place, I'm in the valley place, and I have no idea where what is. Like, you're just constantly looking at the map. And like, I like games, especially open world games where you're not like constantly traveling back and forth, but you're traveling back and forth enough that you get to really know the environment. So like, I don't know, you just know where everything is. And I don't feel like I guess I had to put like hundreds of hours in this game, but I don't want to put 100 hours in this game. I want that information to be, I feel like after 20 hours, I should know the whole map by now. But the way they unlock games nowadays is like you unlock a corner and then a corner and then a corner, and it's just like, ugh. I don't know. And it's not, it just feels very old at the same time. So, yeah, I'm conflicted because I've always really liked Borderlands. I have played it with friends. I think on the first, kind of week I played it, I think we talked about it, and we played it with friends. It is fun to play with people, and I think because I'm playing it solo, it's not as engaging. But the problem with playing, at least when I'm playing with friends, is like we just kind of fuck around, or we just do little side missions. And so like playing through the story is kind of left to everyone's kind of own devices. devices, whatever. I don't know that. What is that word, guys? I'm losing my brain. So I still need to play the game story to get through to the end, and so it's usually done solo. So that's what I'm doing, playing through it, and I'm not hating. I like it. It won't be on my GOTY list for the end of the year, but I think Monster Hunter Wilds might make it. I think it might creep up onto it. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know why I dropped off that game. I think it's important, I mean, if you're not feeling the game, you should just walk away from it. And then maybe, a few months later you come back to it and he's like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Now it hits. I think Dave had that experience with Deathloop. I think he played Deathloop for a few hours and he just wasn't feeling it and he put it down. And then months later, or I don't know how long later, but he got back into it and he played, and then he loved it. Like, I think it's just, sometimes it's time and place. Yeah. Anyway. The holidays. We had a nice Christmas tonight with the fam, the cousins, the cousilos, as I refer to them as. But no video game stuff. I don't know. Notice it's 9:17. No one has noticed that I'm on. Has popped in, because no one likes me. No one wants to talk to Ian if they don't have to. We could do a beer battle, depending on how long I'm going to be on here. Right now I'm drinking the Tao of Josh. It's a collab between Freem and Georgetown, right? Right? That is who they're called, right? I'm always... Oh, this is a 7%er. I didn't realize that. I can't read, man. My eyes are so bad. Like, I should stop playing video games. It's probably killing my eyes. Yeah, Georgetown. It's a Seattle brewery, and then Freem's a Hood River, Oregon brewery, so... it's pretty good. If you like West Coast IPAs. From two great breweries. I don't know, man. I'm just like here to vibe out, I guess. Tomorrow is... I mean, by the time you hear this, you're not going to care, but tomorrow is Jared's birthday. And the boys are getting together. Some of us, anyway. Not everybody can work. Jared's birthday's on a Monday, so, like... I happen to be on vacation, so it doesn't matter for me, but... the couch is getting together, have a few beers, eat some burritos. I'm sure video games will be talked about, among other things. The Beerstro tried to do some streaming, but I guess Twitch is not... man, it's been so long since I started Twitch. Like, he streamed, but then it didn't go to his video content. None of it's there, and so I'm looking online to see, like, is there any kind of restrictions to how fast you can publish your videos? And it says it should happen right away. I don't know, he had to have done something wrong, or I don't know. But it looks all right, so I don't know. Weird. Twitch. Oh, Twitch. Twitch. I might start, once we end the podcast, I might start streaming video games again. Haven't really done it in a long time. Occasionally we'll stream the podcast, but you can't really engage it's hard to engage with people on a podcast because like you have your own content that you're trying to get through, and then to like just randomly take people's questions or their response is like it's a weird thing. I mean, yes, I know you can do it. I guess I just don't pay attention enough to care because I'm so engaged with the guys that I just forget about the other stuff. It's bad streamer 101 right there. Anyway, I guess I want to get this to a half hour at least. Well, I gotta drink another beer because I said I was gonna do a beer battle. Okay. Well, what should I talk about? See, I should just be streaming this so then people can say, "Oh, talk about this." But I don't know. Is anyone wants to hear me talk about Skate some more? Because I still play the shit out of Skate. Love and Skate. I did join the Discord and dropped a few like thoughts. I think the game needs a day-night cycle. I think that would be cool. I mean, skateboarding at night just seems like duh. And then some other stuff that I thought. One thing that I forgot to write, and then I was thinking about today is like I feel like the game map is pretty flat. Like I need some more aggressive elevation changes. So like some real incline hills that you can bomb down. Like I feel like there's like slight hills, but there's no like real hills. So like you're like for those of you who live in Portland, there's like the West Hills, and like some of those areas are like really treacherous. Jesus Christ. Treacherous. Jeez. I know how to talk. I went to school. But anyway, dangerous. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have some of that stuff, and I'm surprised that they don't have anything kind of like just bombing down some of these like like in Gleaming the Cube, and that's what they need to do, like a collab with that movie. I know that movie's super ancient, but it'd be funny to be able to have that skateboard in Skate. Like they should have famous skateboards in Skate. Like why don't they have? I mean, I'm sure some of the boards that I have no idea what they are represented as some kind of popular skateboard, but there's some movie skateboards that should probably be in the game that I think would be really funny. I.e., the Gleaming the Cube skateboard. God, we're talking about like formative movies of our youth. I didn't even think about Gleaming the Cube. Ay. That's funny. Christian Slater, dude. Oh my God, that's not even. Well, I guess we were talking about video games, but. Next beer is also a collabo. So this is a collabo beer battle. Ecliptic and Gigantic, and they're making this Triangulum collab. Oh, it's the Triangulum collab series, and the beer is called Big Dipper. It's a Loganberry lager, and it comes in at 6%. So a little less alcohol, but a little bit more beer because it's in a tall boy. So I'm so sure it all evens out in the end. Yeah. I mean, I know things to talk about, like, as we, like, I want to talk more about, I don't just talk. We're just talking. We're just hanging out. like wrapping up the podcast, I think is I've been giving it a lot of thought. Well, I gave it a lot of thought when I decided to do it, but I just still think about it, and I think like I'm trying to come up with all these like fun ideas to make it. Not that I don't know. Our listeners are so kind of. I don't even know if we have listeners. I think we just have people that have subscribed because we had a really strong fan base for a while pre-COVID, and I think there's just a lot of subscribers that haven't unsubscribed to us, so they still. But our Spotify numbers are up, and YouTube. A lot of people watch us on YouTube randomly. It's like a per game thing, like blueprints, like yeah. Like on YouTube, it's usually, anywhere between 5 and 30 views, like average, maybe 40. The Blueprints episode got us up to 200 and something. It's like, well, that's random. I don't know. But anyway, I just think trying to get the boys for us to hang out in person more, and I just don't want to do podcasts anymore. Though I like talking, as you can tell, or not. I just don't know. I hate the whole. I loved podcasting at the very beginning because it was just like this underground kind of anyone could do it free radio thing. And then the way the machine moves in and celebrities move in and now everyone has one and everyone's monetizing and everything. It's like, I hate that. Like, I never wanted to monetize. I just wanted us to like be free and talk whatever we wanted to talk. But everyone's just like got this thing and it's just like a promotional vehicle. It's like promote this and promote that. It's like, ugh, it's just gross. And I'm not discrediting, if people want to do that's fine. It's, if you listen to podcasts, that's fine. But I've really stopped listening to a lot. It was funny because Mark Maron, I listened to his podcast a lot, and then he decided to call it quits. And it's like, yeah, that's what I've been thinking about too. It's like, obviously his podcast hugely successful and made a lot of money probably off of it. Our podcast not successful and no money was made off of it. So totally two different beasts. But I just like, I don't know. And if you look at everybody, everyone's just so like, really, if Jared and I really were serious about keeping it going and doing all of that, we would have had to have jettisoned everybody. Because, we still play video games pretty hardcore, but Dave's pretty much stopped playing. Aaron barely plays. Nick plays, but they're all old games, and it's the same game over and over again. So it's like Scott plays weirdly, so, like, he plays a lot of stuff in short bursts and then never goes. So, like Jared and I are the only ones that consistently play big games all the way through, And so, like, we could still anchor a podcast just he and I if we wanted to take it seriously. But like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be kind of funny. I can see the being jaded over video games. So like, I just felt like, we've been doing it for a long fucking time too, like 2014. Like, we've been doing it fucking forever. I know our numbers don't show it but we've taken breaks, we've had drama, whatever, but it just seemed like, let's do something else. Let's do something new and move on. And I also want to keep loving video games in the way that I have and not like get sick and tired of them, which there's a lot of games I want to go back to and just play them and not play the newest, latest, best, because the newest, latest, best is more like the newest, latest, same, Like, Like, I want to just play Skate, or I want to go back to Skyrim and roll up another mod run through, or and we've talked to death about some of that stuff, and like, so I don't want to bore the guys with that stuff, and maybe some listeners would find it interesting, but I don't know. I just don't think it needs to be out there anymore. I think there's too much of it. I don't know. Like, I mean, to an extent, I feel like we're creating content for creating content's sake, and that's not something I want to do. So I just, wrap it up, right? But I like the number 500. We're so close to 500. Let's hit 500. It's a good goal. It'll be fun. We've got ideas. I mean, it's not going to blow anyone's pants off and make us the greatest podcast in the world. And there's nothing that we're going to do that's going to be like, oh yeah, we should keep going. But yeah, I think 500 and we're done. So like, I think part of that, me trying to get there, is like, oh yeah, I'll record tonight. Just chisel another episode away. Let's get there quicker. Which means this is episode 474. So that means the next episode is 475. That means we're 25 episodes away from the end, which is exciting. But I mean, I used to love, just the randomness of our stuff. And I think that with how podcasts got so polished and professional at a certain point, it's just like, I mean, I could do that, but that's like a full-time job. And none of the other guys are going to, not to shit on them or, but like, they're not going to put in the level of work that needs to be done to make us that podcast. Like, Kind of Funny isn't all Greg. It's like he has a whole team, all Tim and all those guys, I keep referencing that because they're like probably the most established independent podcasting group. So that's why I keep referencing them. But like, it takes a team, and like, the other guys aren't going to write their own content and come up with their own, and then stay within the boundaries of what the Couch Co-op is within our rule set. Like, it's, no. There's just no, it's basically me dragging 5 other dudes onto the internet to talk about video games, kind of, so, which I love and I appreciate that they've allowed me to do this, but it gets kind of tiring. So anyway, what else should I talk about? Well, you should go to the YouTube page. Here's something totally different. My latest feature film is on YouTube, youtube.com/MilkmanPictures. It's kind of an experimental documentary. Well, I should say experimental visual album / documentary. The band exploding. The band Exquisite Taste of Plain Water. It kind of documents the recording, the creation and recording of their latest album into a visual film with all the songs, and then it's pretty cool. It's a cool thing. It's out. There's one piece of art, and if you like art, you should support art. I give it to you all for free for Christmas. So if you like to support art, you should go check it out. It's worth your time. I mean, it's mostly just listening to music. So like, if you just want to listen to some cool music, you can just put it on YouTube in the background, and you can go do the dishes. Yeah, super easy. Doesn't take much. But yeah, that's my latest film. It's about 72 minutes long. So it's not super long. And then I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. What next movie I'm going to do. That's the other thing. I want to wrap up this podcast stuff, and there's a lot of stuff I just trying to get off my plate, and move on. It's no, I don't know if I need to talk about that. I almost went off in a tangent that I probably should talk about at some point, but it's not really about video games or the couch co-op. It's more about me personally, and I don't need to bore you with that. I've already probably bored you guys all enough. It's just like a quiet time talk with Ian. I'm doing better on this solo thing. I remember when I used to do the solo couch co-op shorty episodes, I'd be talking so fast and be out of breath. I feel like I'm managing better. I mean, there's some dead air space, but like, what do you want from me? You want me to be winded? I'm breathing heavy. Probably. You like that. You like that, don't you? I don't think there's any video games coming out in the next couple days before the New Year's. I guess we're going to have to kind of do our what we're looking forward to in 2026 episode. It's always a fun episode. I'd be like, what are you looking forward to in video games in 2026? Oh, the end of the show. I don't know. It's one of those things. I have got to take a fat piss. So I'm going to take a piss, and I will be right back. But I'm going to do this. Where's my, I'll be right back. I'm going to do my be right back screen. If you get offended, send me a fucking email. Wait, I had to fix my be right back screen because something messed it up. But we're going back to it now, so I can go pee. All right, here we go. All right, we're back. That break brought to you by youtube.com/milkmanpictures. Subscribe for the greatest in content. And if you like the music is Scraper, and the song is called The Guardian. I think it can be found on YouTube and maybe Spotify. I know it's on SoundCloud if you search for Scraper, but I think it's on YouTube and Spotify. I could be wrong. It's my friend's music. Where was I? What were we talking about before I had to go pee? This is great podcast content. Episode 474 is such a banger. We're setting it off. When should I release this? Maybe I'll release it on Thursday. Release it on Thursday for Christmas. So like this special Christmas episode. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. What are you asking for Christmas? Man. I asked for I don't know. It's my wife is probably always frustrated because most of the things I want I'll just buy. So it's it's a lot of just buy me clothes. But I did ask for something this year because I didn't know. I'm not a cowboy. I don't ride horses. I don't ride motorcycles. But I wanted kind of a boot. This kind of like a cowboy boot, kind of like a motorcycle, like some kind of boot. Cool, edgy. I'm hoping that's what I got. I don't know that's what I got, but I did ask for that. What else did I ask for? I think that's the only thing I really asked for. Other things were just kind of like general, like, I could use this, I could use that. One thing I am going to buy that I said don't, I want to get back into radio control cars. I mean, they've come such a long way, I feel like. And I've been watching, I think I mentioned him on a Couch Co-optionals recently, but Tom Lee RC. I've been watching his videos. Tom Lee, Tomley RC. And he's this British dude. Super, super big radio control car YouTuber. He has like every radio control car known in existence, it feels like. But I've been watching it. It's just like, man, I want to get back into that. I want that. So I'm thinking about getting the... well, there's two I want, but I think it'd be smarter for me to just get the... depending on how I like it. Like, so I really wanted like a rally car, which is also kind of a drift car in certain respects. But I think I'm going to go with a kind of a off-roading monster truck, but not like a big monster truck that is a crawler. A crawler is kind of a slower, goes over stuff, kind of more the high-speed. It's so Arma's the brand, and I think I'm going to go with the Quake. It's pretty impressive. He has a really great video of it, and it looks, I think it pretty much can go anywhere, and you can bash the hell out of it, and it's like a tank. It's built like a tank, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. Seems like a good like. I wouldn't say I'm a beginner. I had an RC car when I was a kid. I still have it somewhere. But, and I guess I could run that, but I'm not going to. I want something new. Like, things like, they're wild how fast they can go. Just like the out of the box. Like, you're like talking like 60, 70 miles an hour. It's wild. It's like, what the fuck? It's crazy. But, yeah, so I think that's something I'm going to get into. It's like video games in real life. Like, I need another hobby, but my wife's hobby is really expensive, so I feel like it's okay. Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna go a full hour. Maybe not. I mean, I could find some content on here. I mean, what do you want to talk about, you know? Are any of you guys on Blue Sky? Probably not. It'd be wild if like all our listeners were like right wing. It's like, how did I somehow manage Joe Rogan's fan base? Oh, it's probably the thumbnails. I should explain the thumbnails for you YouTube viewers. The thumbnails. The erotic, aggressive thumbnails that have happening lately. So first of all, I'm kind of against AI. I mean, I've come to terms with it. It is what it is. But I'm not for it, really. But Ian, you're a hypocrite because you use AI thumbnails. Yes, you're right, 100%. Hypocrite. Burn me at the stake, guys. Come get me. But I was using them just randomly to like come up with funny couch co-op things just randomly because it's hard to just come up with stuff easily and like churn it out. I'm not going to pay some thumbnail guy. You're saying that you're taking the work out of an AI. I mean, you're taking the work out of a hardworking thumbnail producer and just using AI when you could be paying that? Well, first of all, we don't have a budget with Couch Co-op, so I couldn't afford a thumbnail artist. And then I would have to create the thumbnails, and I don't want to create the thumbnails unless it's kind of funly weird. So it is kind of fun to play with AI, first of all. If you haven't done it, I recommend trying it. It's not an awful experience. I would agree that like the direction everything is going is questionable, and the fact that so much money is going towards it is questionable, and the fact that the reason we can't afford RAM is because of AI. Yeah, there's definitely situations where this stuff could be, kind of moderated better, but it's not. Anyway, the reason the thumbnails have gotten more aggressive is because I'm kind of in a war with YouTube's AI, a logarithm watchdog that says that your content is not following terms of service. Basically because, so I created a video, over 10 years ago, of a good friend of mine's birthday party. All shot in black and white, just a fun, upbeat song, and all friends getting together, hanging out, having a good time, drinking beers, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, just everyone, just like a barbecue situation, just outside, having a good time. Just cute, fun, children running around playing in sprinklers, just all that stuff. One of the children was a baby, like a toddler. Might have been nude, but it's harmless in the fact they're just playing with other kids. There's no danger or anything, and it's like a quick shot, just kind of funny and cute. Anyway, it's in there. Made this video. Happy birthday. Here's your happy birthday video of us at this event. Like a wedding video. Publish it to YouTube. No problem. Been there. Like I said, it's been there for over a decade. Then they come at me the other day. Oh, this has been flagged for violating terms of service and unsafe conditions for minors and all this like crazy shit. And I told him, like, you try to tell. You can't really tell them anything. But I think this is out of context. Maybe go check out the video, and you guys were fine. It's been fine for like forever. It's not like there's like a million views on it. It's like, I think only the people that have wanted to watch it. It's not like putting anyone in danger. I mean, the toddler in question is now fucking, I don't know, 12, 13. Like, what? Like, you wouldn't even know who it is. Like, anyway, it's a wild situation. But they were adamant that I needed to blur it out. And as an artist, I'm like, I'm not going to just blur this out. So I said, fuck it. And I just deleted it off YouTube and said, that's it. What? You don't want it now? Whatever. But that in my head is like, well, you know what? I'm just going to fuck with you guys from here on out. I just really give two shits. So on Couch Co-op, I try and create the most aggressive, not the most aggressive. I could be more aggressive. And maybe I will get more aggressive, but they're kind of aggressive. And I've been flagged multiple times. And then I hit appeal, and then they come back and say, oh, we apologize. Your content does not violate our terms of service. And I enjoy that because it just proves that their AI is fucking stupid. And I enjoy using AI to prove that AI is stupid. I don't know why. But that is the thing that I enjoy doing right now. So, old men are going to old men, right? I'm going to sit on my porch and do stupid shit. And that's one of the stupid things I do right now. Doesn't take a lot of time. Just something I kind of do offhanded. And I try to create some, like, put Couch Co-op on some booty shorts. And then YouTube gets all pissed off. And then when I say, well, it doesn't really violate. And they're like, oh, you're right. It doesn't. See, and I like that. It gives me a little dopamine hit of like, oh, that's right. Because Ian's always right. And I don't know what it is. But that's where we're at. So if you were wondering about the AI overly sexist, I don't know if it's sexist. I mean, I guess someone could argue that it is. Objectifying women, generally. I apologize. If you feel objectified, or that I'm objectifying female AI characters, let me know. That is not my intent. My intent is to, set off YouTube's AI, a logarithm, watchdogs. And I get great joy out of it. Not great joy. It's so sad. This seems like, man, you have no life. And you know what's sad about that is, like, people will look at that and think that I have a podcast and I do this, and it's like, that guy has no life. And the sad thing about that is I have a great life. I do a lot of things. I'm very successful. I know. I got a lot going on. That could all change tomorrow, but hopefully it doesn't, because I like my life. But yeah, you could look at that little snippet, that little pie fragment, and be like, man, that incel needs to get out of, touch some grass. And I get it. I guess I just put off those vibes. I apologize. That's not who I am. I'm a good person. Yeah. I think we're getting close to that time, huh? I don't know, man. I don't know. Just be reflective about things. I mean, the Couch Co-op. I don't know if it's really, sometimes I wonder, I don't know if the Couch Co-op was good for or bad for the friendships that I've had. Like, guess we'll never know. Was it good? I don't know. Was it a bad idea? Are there other friends that feel robbed? Like they jealous that I didn't invite them to it? You never really think about those things. Like I'm far from, I'm like, what, 47? I mean, I could die tomorrow, but I like to think that I have a long life still ahead of me. But you don't know. You never know what. I mean, in an alternate universe, could this have been a big thing? Could I have spent more time on it? Focused on it? Found other. Instead of the people. Like, is there another universe where, like, there's. Like, I got other guys to be on the show and then it became big? Like, this is the version where the show went the distance, but just was what it was. Is there a version where the show died right away? And is there a version where the show became this great thing, but had different people on it? I don't know. It's always that's a kind of a trippy thing to think about, huh? It does suck because I think as a video game brand, the Couch Co-op show, I think is really strong. I think potentially it could still have a lot of legs. It could still do some cool stuff. I just don't think the group as it is has that energy behind them to do that. Like the amount of work we would have to put in to make that actually a thing. And so maybe, just ending it at 500 and like taking a break, maybe it will come back. Maybe it won't. It would, I would like to make it more of the show. I don't know if you guys have been, any of you guys, the one or two of you actually listening. I don't know if you've actually ever gone back and watched the original show. Like, it was a show. And then while we had done the first few episodes, then Jared and I started doing the podcast. Then we stopped doing the show and only did the podcast. And then the podcast hit COVID, and then the COVID created the show version again. Not really the show version, but this online Discord, Zoom-ish show version where we're all together on video. But I would like to go back to the show version where it's more of a contained time for, like, a good 30-minute show. I mean, I guess we could do an hour. I just think an hour is a lot to ask. I don't know. I just used to I had my wife. She would do the intros. This week, we even did an award show one year. Yeah, that was 2014. We did an award show probably before everyone else was doing video game award show bullshit like they are now. Like, everyone does it kind of on their own, but like I think we were pretty. I don't think we're not groundbreaking in any way, but we were definitely doing stuff before everyone else was doing it. Hindsight. Honestly, I think of all the podcasts I'd rather do right now, I'd rather do an F1 podcast. I feel like I have more like substantial opinions on that because I'm so ingrained in that right now. And there's a decent amount of that going on. Like, there's a decent amount of F1 podcasts, but it's not like video game podcasting. Video game podcasting and content creation is like crazy. It's fucking crazy. There's just so much of it. Like, I just got sick and tired of it all. It's like, and then it's all garbage. Like, I'm not saying our podcast is good. Our podcast is garbage too. We're in that group. But there's no good video game journalism. And like YouTuber video game stuff is not to be trusted. And most of them just regurgitate games journalism. And games journalism is such clickbait garbage. Ugh. Like, I don't know. For the most part, there are some very talented individuals. I will give props to Skill Up. I think Skill Up, what he does, is great with his team, and then that website they've created, super awesome. I wish him the best luck on the website, but his content, he just really knows how to, do that. He's really good at that. Like, even in the reviews where I disagree about the game, he's 100% right in everything he's saying, which is wild. Like, I still love he hated Ghost of Yotai. That's fine. But everything he says about Ghost of Yotai is 100% right. It's kind of that thing. And you know what? I had really strong feelings about Ghost of Yotai at the beginning, but towards the end, I really started to falter and think that the game is not that good. And, it really fell drastically. Mostly from a story standpoint, but some other standpoints too. But yeah, I think his shit is awesome. Like, if he was writing a show, I think that would be a great video game show. Like, I don't know. Like, he was writing the stories for a show, I think he would be so on point. Like, somehow make the stuff shorter and make it, I don't know. I think he'd be, not that I would ever put myself in his pool, but like if I was producing a show for a video game show, I think he'd be really awesome at like some kind of on-air talent, but also like just, he's a great writer, I think. Well, writer for television or YouTube. What? I mean, I have read some of his stuff on his website. Also good, but he has a really good way of writing for B-roll video content that I think is great. But really, I'm just a filmmaker and a lazy filmmaker who just gets sidetracked with these other projects like a podcast, and it's like, I don't know. So you beer battle. This one's hard. So as you bear battle these two collabos going collabo to collabo. This is a very hard one. I don't think Nick has ever had this, but I'm gonna I think because they're both two different beers and I like them about the same, it's very hard to pick one over the other. I'm gonna say it would this one. I think I can drink more of these consistently. I think the Loganberry flavor at the end of the day is gonna drive you a little bit nuts. Like, you're gonna be like, "No, I'm done with that flavor. I'd rather just keep my beer hoppy." But even then, I'm like while I like IPAs, I get sick of IPAs because like they get too hoppy. So even that's kind of a cop out, right, Ian? You're saying the same thing basically. Dude, I can't really. I think it's a draw. I think it's a draw. I think this beer battle is a draw. Like, I think I like them about the same, and I think you'd have two of them and you'd be done with both. Yeah. So that your beer battle ended in a draw tonight, folks. All right, let's get out of here. I want to thank everyone for just hanging out for my rant or my rantings or my musings or my just, what is this? What would you call that? Just verbal puking. We talked some video games, we talked some movies, we talked some life, we talked some podcasting stuff, we talked some beer. It's been fun. I think this is episode 474. I think we'll put it up on Christmas, like it's a surprise gift to everybody. Unfortunately, none of the bros got on tonight. If they had got on tonight, they would have got a point. But no one popped in just to say, "What's up?" So yeah, no point awarded. Cool. Because Crom wills it, baby. Crom wills it. I'm Ian for Couch Co-op Show. Reminding you to, well, you know what? Before I say all that, again, we are the Couch Co-op Show. We are a podcast. You can find us on all the major platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Audible. And then a whole bunch of shit platforms that steal the feed from those platforms or just use our RSS feed. You know, you guys do what you guys got to do. Use what you got to use. Also, occasionally we're live on twitch.tv/the Couch Co-op Show. We weren't tonight because I didn't really want to stream live. And then the best place, the only place, youtube.com/milkmanpictures, where you can get the Couch Co-op Show. Many podcasts actually have the Couch Co-op Show, the Couch Co-hop Show, the Milkman and Reverend Comic Book Show, and I did a David Lynch Twin Peaks podcast called Blank as a Fart with my good friend Gabe. All those podcasts can be found on youtube.com/milkmanpictures. Also, there's fun other programming. Milkman Drinks a Beer. A lot of the films, not all the films, but a lot of the films I've made over the years are housed there. A lot of random content. There's a lot of content. Like, you could watch that, have a good time. It's great. Super fun. So go check out youtube.com/milkmanpictures. And, I respond to every comment, so if you leave a comment on a video, I will reply. I promise. Anyway, now let's wrap up. I want to thank myself for joining myself here on the couch. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other. Wild stallions.
Couch Co-op is full of douchebags. Couch Co-op.